Welcome to the world of Wvqne. This is Dr. Diva's exclusive concoctions. Archer pokes his head into the bathroom as V applies the final spritz of setting spray onto her makeup. He whistles a suggestive note, and V grins with extra rosy cheeks. Is this for the demonstration or for our anniversary? V fluffs her curled hair and smooths the skirt of her dress. Obviously for you, she says with a peck on his cheek as she passes him. Grabbing her new shawl on the blush pink clutch, she approaches the door to her apartment when the phone rings. Archer groans. It's like talons on a chalkboard. When V answers the phone, it's Kyra. She immediately spiels, "I'm running late. I took the cable car like I normally do, but there's some sort of power outage or something, and now we're stuck. The dress I'm wearing, my hair, my makeup, it's all far too perfect to fly with. And now I'm gonna have to hail a carriage, but I can't find one. Ugh! There goes another one. Unbelievable." Off to a rough start, huh? V says softly, locking eyes with Archer and grimacing as his brows jump up, unsurprised. Huh! Obviously, Verey. These people, I swear. Hey, excuse you. Oh! I have to go. It's like these carriage drivers are avoiding me. Me! Tucking her phone into her clutch, she kisses Archer goodbye and shuffles out of the door and hurries downstairs to her waiting, prearranged carriage ride. Pheather Pharmaceuticals demonstration spring preview draws the press like moths to a flame. Hundreds of flashing cameras photograph the attendees arriving one by one. Several journalists stop the celebrity and VIP guests, pulling them off to the side for quick interviews. V, being an unknown fledgling, is barely noticed. While heads track her as she struts down the carpet, and a few completionists snap her photo, it isn't until she becomes Deirdre's shadow that whispers and fingers point in her direction. Deirdre welcomed each of the guests by name, smiling at them with what appears to be genuine warmth as she waves them inside. V waits wordlessly behind Deirdre, smiling at each guest as well while she scans the crowd for Kyra. But after an hour, she hasn't appeared, and it's time to go inside. The event hall itself is relatively small. 3 rows of chairs flank a raised stage with a protruding catwalk. V recognizes the first hanging banner displaying a ladybug woman holding the spotted supplement bottle, the tagline, "High contrast, high speed," scribbled in cursive along the bottom. The photo file was opened on Kyra's computer while she was out to lunch the other day, and it looked absolutely stunning printed out. Truly, the banners, the floral arrangements lining the catwalk, the streamers along the back of the stage, the perfectly dimmed house lighting, and the hue of the spotlight. All of Kyra's attention to detail is stunning. It's such a shame she's yet to see her hard work pay off. And the way Deirdre is side-eyeing the empty chair between them is making V squirm on her behalf. The lights dim further and the show begins. One after another, models sashay down the catwalk and let their bodies speak for themselves. Ladybug shells so hard a stag beetle's sharpened pincer doesn't leave a scratch. Honeybees with enhanced senses who can identify flowers by scent alone. Roly-polies that can ball up and release in a fraction of the time and without joint pain. But most stunningly were the demonstrations of the fireflies and the butterflies. The house lights ceased entirely. Only the faint shuffling of feet could be heard in the darkness. One by one, fireflies dropped the cloth covering their bulbs, and multicolored light shone upon the large, glossy wings of the butterfly models. Their patterns seemingly leapt off of their bodies, and like the ladybugs could not be damaged or cut by pincers. They float down the catwalk, a rainbow of beauty demonstrating how easily one can achieve both beauty and health. V is stunned from start to finish. She's on the edge of her seat, devouring the demonstrations, the elegance, and the showmanship with childlike awe. And by the time it's over, she's among the first to leap to her feet with a standing ovation. Deirdre steps onto the stage and says a few words to the crowd, thanking them for coming and a celebratory remark for the official launch of the Pheather Pharmaceuticals spring collection. She directs the attendees to refreshments in the next room over, and the guests follow suit. V was keen to sneak out when Deirdre calls for her. Well, for Dove. She was told she needed to oversee the teardown in Kyra's absence. With that simple command, she was left behind with the event hall staff and a few from Pheather Pharmaceuticals. Checking her phone, V finds it's already the time she was supposed to leave, and the entire space needs to be dismantled and put away before she's allowed to go. With a quick, apologetic text to Archer, she sets her shawl and clutch down and begins directing the workers. An hour and a half later, V finally arrives at the restaurant. Archer sits at the bar while nursing a glass of water. A small wrapped gift sits next to him, and V mentally slaps herself. She didn't think to get a gift. She greets him with a hug from behind, kissing his neck once while their wings brush together. He's stiff, not acknowledging her words nor her action. When she slides into the stool next to him, she apologizes. "I'm sorry." "I know you are. Kyra never showed, so Deirdre needed me to stay late. I didn't have a choice. I know." He sips his water. "Was it at least a nice show?" V nearly melts. "It was amazing." "Good." He slides his empty glass across the bar and picks up his jacket. "Ready to go?" V's brow furrows. "Weren't we eating dinner?" "I ate." He shrugs his coat on and reaches for V's shawl, laying it over her exposed shoulders. "This place is closing. We'll grab you something on the way home." Now that he mentions it, the restaurant is fairly empty. There's a few tables in a single section finishing up their meal, with only one waitress and one bartender left. Their heads are bent together at the other end of the bar as they roll silverware into cloth napkins. V hurries after him. "Archer, wait!" He relents and waits for her to arrive at his side. "I know work screwed up our anniversary, but please, let me make it up to you. Let me show you a good time." His reluctance radiates off of him. "How?" "Let's party like how we used to." Veiled after parties held at a rented-out nightclub. Waitstaff that could have been on the demonstration stage themselves make rounds with serving platters of both finger foods and drinks. The club is packed, so V and Archer tuck their wings close as they wade, hand in hand, through the dark room lit only with the DJ's strobing stage lights. Humanoids of all species dance with partners or in small groups. They line the walls, their voices drowned out by the music. Within a roped-off section is Trenton Vale himself, a beautiful ragdoll Catwoman perched upon his lap. Seated in a small table behind him is Lyric, who talks to the mystery man from the night before. The women catch one another's eye, and Lyric's small head nod brings a smile to V's lips. Passing by the lovebirds is a server with a fruity-smelling wine, and the pair grab 2 glasses each. V turns to Archer and says, "Let's get wine drunk and dance." Her enthusiasm infects him, so he cracks a small smile himself. "Damn, is this what you do when you're out late?" "You know it's not," she says, draining 1 glass in a single swallow, and he does the same. They set them down on an abandoned table and join the swaying bodies on the dance floor. After several dances, each preceded by a drink each, the lovebirds are fuzzy-headed, sweating, and grinning like there's no tomorrow. They're also getting mildly handsy, so V pulls Archer towards the exit. And by a twisted stroke of luck, they run into Kyra. Her styled yellowed crest feathers match her silky dress, luminescent under the black light. She stands near the exit with Lyric, of all people, each equipped with a still full beverage. Upon seeing V, Kyra's face towers, while Lyric lights up. Verey, are you heading out? We're about to, yeah, she mildly slurs, trying to maintain an air of professionalism, especially under Kyra's assessing gaze. Me too, Kyra says, setting her drink down. I can't be caught dead in the same room as Midnight Briar. Who? Kyra rolls her eyes. Of course you've never heard of him. Lyric rests her elbow on V's shoulder. Is this your man? She bites her bottom lip, and when V shrugs her off with a scolding yes, she deflates with a huff. All the good ones are always taken. Midnight Briar is our biggest competitor. Kyra supplements, since obviously Lyric isn't going to. His people have tried to poach me a dozen times. I'm surprised they haven't tried to poach you yet. Well, not that surprised. V sticks her tongue out at Kyra, who raises a brow. V says, and why can't you be in the same room? Because he's our biggest competitor. I refuse to be put in the position to be accused of letting proprietary information slip, and you shouldn't either. With that, Kyra grabs V's wrist and pulls both her and Archer out of the club and into the night air. How are you getting home? Carriage, V responds, and then waves both arms and flaps her wings, trying to hail one. Lyric hums a note of disapproval. I don't feel comfortable with them getting home on their own, she says to Kyra, who throws her hands in her hair. Ugh, for goodness sake, I'll take them myself. A carriage rolls in front of the group and stops, and Kyra ushers the lovebirds in. She gives the driver V's address, and they're off. How do you know where we live? V asks, swatting Archer's hand away from her knee. Kyra huffs, shaking her head. It's in your file, dummy.
Hi Wistians, Everly Teller here. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to follow along. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Additionally, if you're a fan of fantasy, and especially romantasy, subscribe for free to my Patreon to read weekly chapter releases of my web novels, and for bi-weekly releases of my audio drama podcast. Together, we'll explore the corners of the magical world of Wisty through narration, print, recovered artifacts, and more.